What up, Brick Maniacs? Welcome back to another Friday Sit Rep. We got a lot of awesome stuff to go over this week as usual, but a couple of notes from me as well before we get started. First things first, sale is still going strong. You can use promo code BKM15 to save yourself 15% on everything other than pre-orders. That includes our retail locations as well. And speaking of retail locations, our San Diego location in California is already open, and we hope to open Vallejo this weekend as well. So both of those West Coast locations should be up and running come this weekend. Stay tuned to social media for details. Otherwise, let's jump on in, see what's new to brickmania.com this week. All right, we're kicking things off with the Night Witches Polycarpov designed by Comrade Katia. Brennan was our project manager here. Cool stories behind the Night Witches. Obviously, this aircraft was fairly outdated by the start of World War II already, and then they took it one step even further by doing some daring feats, let's say, during their bombing run. So Brennan, tell us a little bit more about that, and then this awesome build.
Well, yeah, Night Witch is absolutely stellar unit of female pilots in the Second World War flying in the Soviet Union. Basically, they got all of the hand-me-downs. These things were basically trainers at that point. You know, it's a like 80 horsepower airplane.
Right.
It's barely got enough to get up off the ground, let alone with any kind of armament or people on board. Mm-hmm. And so, but the thing that makes it so effective in this role is that all of the planes that you're up against, when this thing is going like 60, 70, 80 miles an hour at its top speed, everything that you are up against stalls before that speed. Mm-hmm. And so if they're going to get a shot on you, especially in the dark, it is impossible. You know, they're blazing past you. And it's like trying to hit a target that is moving at 10 miles an hour when you're driving 60.
Right.
It's trying to hit the cop who's sitting on the side of the road with your radar gun as you're going by through his speed trap.
Right,
exactly. It's impossible. Exactly. And to make it even harder, so that you can't even follow it like with your ears, they just turn off the engines as they flow over their targets.
Which that is what kind of contributed to the psychological damage of the Night Witches, because those bombs were falling silently out of the air. And even if the damage wasn't super significant, just the fact that out of the silent night, a bomb could come screaming down at any time, probably not great for the psychological welfare of your soldiers.
Oh, they were keeping the Wehrmacht awake,
yes.
Just 24/7, you know. And there wasn't no noise with these planes. You could actually hear vaguely the sound of the wind flowing over the canvas, and, which is actually why they're like, it's almost like witches flying on broomsticks, which is actually how they got their name.
Yeah.
They're the Night Witches. There was that, and there was some slander to it. They were thinking, oh, female unit, they're probably a bunch of old hags, you know, and stuff like that. And really, these are, you know, 15, 16-year-old girls going up there and just, you know, sortie after sortie after sortie, middle of the night, and then they come home, land in pitch black on their field, and then they tuck the planes into the forest so that, because they're right by the front line. Right. You can't get far with this thing, so you need to be right up there. And so in order to get there, you just have to hide everything away, because the Germans will definitely see it if they come over.
No kidding, and they'll maximize their advantage then at that point.
Exactly.
So, very, very cool history behind this build, but yeah, let's dive into it itself and talk a little bit more about the kit.
So you're probably already seeing wonderful camo scheme by Katia here. You've got this dark gray, you know, this bright green and tan camo going for it. Very Russian summer kind of camo scheme for it. Got this lovely propeller and piston engine. This is pretty accurate too, because they've, instead of most planes where, you know, you've got some kind of cowling around your pistons and whatnot, this thing, they're just out in the open, which is very Russian. You've got two seats. Don't know if you can see that, but you've got one seat just behind the main struts here, and you've got another in the back with our lovely new Shkas machine gun.
Very cool.
By Will. Also an absolutely astounding piece of machinery. It's a revolving machine gun, which is not something you see very often, but it allowed it to drag the first 10 rounds of each burst through super fast at, I think it's 1,800 RPM, and I'm pretty sure the MG42 is only rated for like 1,200 or 1,300 RPM.
So it's got a little get up to it.
It's got a little get up to it, and when you put one on the back of the plane, I mean, there's not going to be any space between your shots to be like, oh, if my thing had fired any faster, I probably would have hit him. No, I hit him about 20 times as I passed briefly through his plane.
Yeah, right.
So very cool. We got some lovely Russian Red Star stickers that are going here on the tail, courtesy of Slam. And we will have, you'll get a Red Star here, printed on the side, on both sides, and you'll get the red stars on the top of the wings. Fairly minimal printing outside of, and our Shkas is getting perfect calibered as well.
Oh, wow,
so
that's cool.
we're going all out with that. It's going to be super fun.
That'll be a one-of-a-kind kit exclusive there at that point, right?
Oh,
now.
absolutely.
That's
I don't
pretty
think we'll
neat.
get another one of those. Comes with 2 minifigures. Overall, it's just a really solid, fun little build, and it's still swooshable,
Mm-hmm.
For
Which
a
is always
biplane.
the question for biplanes.
Well,
yes.
yeah, that's the thing. This is one that I'm actually very happy with. You can wiggle it, you can swoosh it. It's fun. Almost forgot the underside.
Yes, let's talk the armament.
You've got right now. The main one is 8 rockets. So these are our M6 bazooka rockets repurposed to be slung under the wing. And you've got an option of either putting those on, or you'll also have 6 bombs that can be slung under the wings.
Very cool.
And if you're determined enough, you can get something of them. All of
The
your armor
Night
underneath.
Witch.
Exactly. Not a Night Witch.
This is the Night Witch. Very cool.
The Night Warlock. Good stuff. So really, really solid build. Tons of fun. Lots of great history behind it. That's the PO2.
Yeah, and definitely a really cool addition for Women's History Month, obviously.
Exactly.
Plays a cool role in that. And then if you want to check out a little bit more about the Night Witches, just make sure to check out our product page on brickmania.com with a little bit more history included there. Otherwise, this is the Night Witches Polycarpov, designed by Comrade Katia. Brennan, thanks for checking in. All right, moving on from there, we got a new World War II 4x4 that comes complete with a minifigure and perfect caliber and that canvas cover as well. So let's dive into this kit here. I got Nate and Lando in studio to talk a little bit more about this build. Where do you guys want to start?
Truck. Yes, it's a truck. Okay, so this is a 4x4 truck, non-copyrighted truck. This isn't actually too dissimilar from the one we've had for like the past 4 years, but well, we've had that for like 4 years. Needed an update, and all I really did was change some internal stuff and actually just made it a brick shorter, so it's closer to minifig, because having one that's a brick too long was just kind of distracting, so I basically just scrunched it down. I also did add the addition of a new windshield, and it's a tricky windshield to put on, but this is the thing that I kind of realized. The Jeep windshield is frankly one of the hardest things to recreate in Lego. You either have to get it looking right or functionally right. Some can get the look and functionality right, but it's like as big as this whole backdrop, so no. So I kind of opted for this one to opt just for visual sake. It does come with the canvas. You don't have to put it on, but you can, so there's that. It'd look cooler with the canvas, but it can also look cool with no canvas. And you do get some printed elements, mainly this jerry can and this front little identification beam. That's not what it's called, but we're calling it an identification beam. But you also get 3 sticker options, because I'm consistent. You get 3 different stickers for the hood. You get an army with the regular star, an army with the broken circle star, and 1 for the Marines, because they exist.
Very, very cool.
And it's an overall simple build. I hope to do a couple more, one without a canvas, or maybe even spoiler alerts. So I'm just going to stop talking.
Oh, spoiler alert.
Oh, also, the other printed thing is this guy.
Whoa.
Transition.
Transition. Excellent. Thanks, man. Yes. Again, a nice standard soldier here. We got the M41 field jacket, and it's a little bit of a color shifting going on, getting a bit of kind of a greenish hue to it. Despite, Hollywood movies, they're not just these pure tan uniforms. There is a little bit of green going on in these uniforms. You got the wool pants, wool trousers, and then you have the gaiters and the service shoes. This is just a nice standard loadout for a vehicle driver. You got the M1 carbine right there to go with it. Great for filling out your ranks. Man, what else? What else should I talk about?
This is also the first time we've actually just had a regular World War II American GI in general.
Yeah.
Last one we had was not counting the D-Day pack or whatever that was called. It was actually just the regular D-Day infantry guy with the netted steel pot and all the front stuff that wasn't on
All
every
the front stuff, yes.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
I know.
Yeah, you designed it, but it's like we just haven't had like a regular GI since probably like my Mall of America days.
Your Mall. So for those of you that don't know, Nate used to work at the Mall of America.
Yeah, I was that interesting case where I started off as a retail grunt. I worked hard, sold well, and was overly enthusiastic. And then I left retail for a bit, and then Dan was like, "Hey, you want to come back on the design team?" I'm like, "Sure." And then here I am, contributing.
Here he is.
Here he
Yeah.
is.
He's got lots of good ideas. He's a fan.
I got good ideas, just not good execution.
Ooh.
Just half the time.
Brutally honest. We appreciate it, Nate.
Yeah.
Overall, man, this is a nice little.
It's a good combo.
Good combo. This is like what you'd want for just to
I'm
start
glad
off
we
with.
remember the minifig.
Yeah, right.
Or rather, I remember the minifig. No one else did. That
No
was
one
a
did. I
kerfuffle.
not remember it?
No,
Was it
you
like
didn't.
last second.
No, we
did that
talked
work?
about this in December, and then everyone forgot to like add a designer to it, so it just got slapped on you.
Oops.
I don't know if Dan wants me talking about this in the video.
Oh
Oops.
no.
A little behind the scenes action here while we take a look at the new World War II 4x4 that is now
This is a review. It's done now.
It's done now.
Media.com. Nice thing about this too, straight up release, so it is eligible for our sale. Just use that code BKM15 and you can secure your first of the Newburgh Mania 4x4s 15% off. Otherwise, Nate, Landon, thanks for checking in.
Thank you.
All right, so moving on, we have the 8th Colored Infantry along with their Napoleon gun, the artillery unit here. So we've got Mary and Lando in studio with us to talk a little bit more about this build because obviously minifigures are a huge part of this, but so is the printing, the history behind it's pretty epic. Make sure to check out brickmania.com for more info there. Otherwise, guys, tell me about this build.
Yeah, I'll start. Okay, so we have had a Napoleon gun before, but we wanted to make this kit specifically to feature this unit. And to change it up, I also added the limber with it. So this holds the ammunition, and then it also connects to it. So when you have your 4 to 6 horses to pull this, then it can all be like one long chain. So it goes like that. And then for this limber, Slam did some awesome printing. Our UV print team is doing some awesome printing with this puff printed crate. So it's got printing on all 5 sides, as well as this is like really textured up here. And it's not just bricks in there, it actually is a Lego crate. So there's 2 like smaller
cool.
crates inside.
Yeah.
I mean, I really like our crates, but this one I wanted it to be like semi-functional. So if you wanted to put ammo or any other little details in there, you can have that in there.
Gotta love the mock potential.
Yeah, for sure. And then also otherwise it was mostly like part updates. This comes with 2 tools to use the actual gun. So this one is to push the ammunition into the barrel. And then this one is, half of it is a sponge, because after you shoot, you have to wet it using this bucket of water that hangs underneath, and then put it in there. And then the other half is supposed to be a spiral, so if there's something gets stuck in there, you can like twist it out. So you've got 2 minifigs, so they both can hold on to those. Yeah, and that's pretty much all for the set. It's very simple, but it's just like a little gun anyway, so.
Yeah, it's almost mock ready. I mean, that's really, really cool. Let's talk about those figures, Lando.
Sure thing. It's been nice kind of coming full circle back to some of these Civil War kits again. We've released earlier editions of this or similar cannons, Civil War era, but it's been great to actually kind of fill out the ranks, getting to delve a bit deeper into the actual specific uniforms. So there's some new piping going on, some new ranks. There's like just brand new equipment. I got the nice canteen. But it's cool, really filling up just the whole variety of everything. There's some standalone figures coming out around this similar time, in which you'll be able to get bigger and bigger minifigure armies, because that's kind of the thing with these Civil War battles. You got tons of figures on the battlefield. We got some sticker packs as well, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So be sure to pick up the sticker packs. Let's say you're making a diorama. You can use these premium figures kind of up front in the center of the diorama, and then maybe fill out the ranks with the sticker packs. I've seen that at some of the shows to pretty good effect. So
Yeah, this takes 5 men to
Oh
to
man, yeah.
man the gun.
So for sure, pick some more figures up or some sticker packs up to kind of fill this out. Again, it's a standard Civil War Union uniform here with a kepi, a nice 3D printed in-house. We got some additional printing that's exclusive to this kit. So if you're looking for some of these highlight pieces, this is kind of a perfect opportunity to pick up some of these. But there's so much variety for Civil War uniforms. I feel like we're just scratching the surface. So it's nice to be able to try my hand at some of these new designs.
And obviously an excellent release for Black History Month. This is a straight up release, no pre-order here, so it is available right now on brickmedia.com and on sale using that promo code BKM15. Mary, Landon, thanks for checking in.
Thank you.
All right, we're continuing here with our guy Lando, taking a little bit closer look at the Central Postal Battalion soldier. Obviously, this is a nice little crossover, not only for Women's History Month, but also for Black Heritage Month as well. So tell me a little bit more about this figure, aside from that awesome 3D printed cap.
Oh, right, that's wonderful. I love that. So 6888, it is, during the war, there was a crunch for the mail, and they needed to get the packages delivered.
Letters from home, yeah.
Yeah, because it's like, I think their motto is like, no mail, low morale.
Yeah.
So it's like, mail was crucial to the war effort. If you're not hearing from home or vice versa, it's that is a psychological part of warfare that is incredibly important.
Reminds you what you're fighting for.
Right. So this all African-American female battalion came in, and they got the mail sorted in kind of an unexpected, unprecedented, fast pace. So hugely important to the war effort, I think. So in terms of the uniform itself, it's kind of a nice, just more of like an office uniform indoors. It was pretty dang cold in some of those warehouses. So what you're seeing for the pants would be sort of I think it coincided with the M43 field uniform. It was a liner actually for pants, so it's not as traditional of a pant uniform. So, but it's for cold weather because it's cold in those facilities. Tucked into the shoes, I thought it just had sort of an interesting look, and then you get it all kind of pairs nicely with that tie tucked in.
That's the look.
Yeah,
across the board.
It's kind of sharp, even though it's more designed for working in an office type of environment, getting work done. Tech corporal. It was kind of interesting. In World War II, you just saw tons of tech corporals. I don't know. I was joking about that with one of the guys in customer service, and it's just like every other photo is a tech corporal. So
sure.
Kind of a World War II specific thing. This headgear first debuted on the World War II staff car for the driver. A little bit of a color change on the hair, kind of debuting on this figure. So that's a nice addition to this. Overall, I think a very slick looking minifigure here. It'll go great in your World War II collection, and a mailroom diorama. I don't know what kind of. I'm curious to see if people would build a diorama like that. It'd be interesting. You don't really get as many behind the scenes builds, but this would be a great one for that. Or just an awesome display piece and a really cool piece of history.
Yeah, absolutely. A very important and a very unique piece of history to touch on, and something obviously that sheds light on just all the moving components that go into the quote-unquote war effort. So there you have it, the Central Postal Battalion soldier designed by Lando. Thanks for checking in, my man.
Thanks.
All right, that'll just about do it for a Friday Sit Rep. Make sure to use that promo code BKM15 to save yourself 15% on all eligible items. And also make sure to get out to the West Coast to check out our newest retail locations because they are both absolutely awesome. That will do it for a Friday Sit Rep. Thank you very much for watching.